Alright, TM 55285, War Department Technical Manual, Operation Railroads of Railroads, General Instruction for Maintenance, Inspection, and Maintenance for Rolling Stock. We're in Chapter 3. Section 3, Air Brakes and Equipment. Alright, air brakes cleaning. Rule number 8, 1 cylinder and triple valve other than the air brake equipment will be cleaned every 14 months. Such values loaded with the cleaning cars will not be cleaned unless the cars are only on repair tracks for other work. Cleaning triple valve will be removed from the car and tested on an approved test rack. Retaining valve, central figure dirt collector will be cleaned with such attention required for the cars for the date of the last air brake cleaning. Retaining valve will be tested when cars on repair tracks complete. AB type equipment used the AB brake cylinder will be cleaned every 3 years as indicated marking with the empty cars on loaded cars when repair tracks for other work. Alright, re-stenciling. Rule number 9. Re-stenciling after cleaning and previous cleaning marks will be scraped off, obliterated with the black paint. From the month and date of the year cleaning initial of the shop or station US will be stenciled with the white paint with auxiliary reservoir in this location. Does not present a clear view of the outside of the car. The stencil will be located near the handle of the release of the rod of the reserve side of the car. On tanker cars having only 2 long sills, stencils will be located on the reservoir side of the center still and center of the car. Alright, braking ratio, rule number 10. With the exemption of refrigerator cars weighing 53,000 pounds or more, all freight cars have single capacity brakes will have nominal brake ratio of not less than 60%, not more than 75% of the empty car weighted based on the brake cylinder pressure of 50 pounds per square inch. Refrigerator car weighing 53,000 pounds more will have the nominal brake ratio of not less than 50%, no more than 60% of the empty car weight based on the 50 pounds per square inch brake cylinder pressure. D. Air brake hoses. Rule number 11. The brake hose will be renewed the following causes. 1. Pressure burst. 2. Leak discernible without soap sud test. 3. Abrasion which has worn from the outer covering show indication damage deterioration first layer of the duct. 4. Cracks line shield spiral show indicating damage to the deterioration first layer of the duct. See figure 3 and 4. 5. Softy spots and clear indicate where the fabric is broken. See figure 5. Loose defective fittings of either bolt or end of the hose or joiner or spliced hose. 7. End of the tube 3/8 of an inch or more from the shoulder of either nipple or coupling joiner and on spliced hose. 8. Pores are determined by soap suds test. 25. Brake equipment. General rule number 12. During periodic repairs of the air brake or wherever the car is repair track other than work, the brake levers will be checked to ensure that confirmed with standard dimensions shown with a metal badge plate attached to the car. Wrong brake levers, wrong brake rods will be replaced with type standard of the car except for the brake levers on the car. Same ratio dimension with the badge plate. Brake beams and brake hangers, hanger pins, brackets will be checked in accordance with the condemning limits prescribed in Rule 13, 14, and 15. Will be renewed and repaired as necessary. Both bottom rod, brake beam, safety support will be inspected if necessary, repaired, renewed. When car is in the shop of the repair truck for periodic cleaning of the air brake, the handbrake mechanism and the connections will be inspected and tested necessary and lubricated to ensure that they are in suitable condition with a safe, effective operation. B. Brake beam hangers. Rule number 13. 1. Brake beam hangers round and other selection irregularities original determined in thickness will be. Figure 1 shows the hose with outer covering fabric and fabric at the hole and with a good condition. The hose of this sort will not be removed until there is some indication of damage of the fabric. Figure 2 shows the holes with outer corner and fabric hole torn. When fabric at a hole is torn, rotten hose will be removed for service. Figure 13 shows the hose with bad longitudinal crack in outer casing. Hose will be removed from service. Hose with spiral crack or same sort will be removed from service. Figure 4, hose has a slit longitudinal crack. The crack in the hose is not serious enough to justify removal of the hose. And then it shows the soft bend. Figure 5, hose with soft bend. Hose bends easy, showing the fabric deteriorated at the place with a hose band with a burst of the point but non-anticipated. A renewed vertical thickness of the top portion of the hanger is worn, reduced to the 5/8 of an inch or less. The brake beam hanger is round with the section respective of the original diameter. Thickness will be renewed with the vertical thickness of the bottom portion of the hanger is worn and reduced 3/4 of an inch less. measured vertically through the corners measured on the radius. 3 brake beam hanger pins and bolts originally 1 inch or less of the diameter will be removed if worn from to 3/4 inch less any of the point. 4 brake beam hanger pins and bolts originally except the 1 inch in diameter will be renewed if worn 7/8 of an inch or less at the point. C. Brake beam. Brake beams will consider the requiring renewed tension of the rods cut and worn at 5/16 of an inch or below the original diameter when the brake heads are worn so that the vertical thickness of the upper portion of the top eye is 1/7/16 of an inch or less. 2. The center of the upper hanger opens with worn so the opening measured vertical at the hanger bearing 1.5 inches or more. 3. The distance of the upper and lower brake shoe lugs measured 2 3/8 of an inch more at the face of the head. Note, when the distance is less than 2 3/8 of an inch through the use of the improved wear plate applied to the bottom of the lug, such that the brake head will not be considered as having the reach of the limited wear. Improved wear plate at type of the allow with the brake shoe key pass through it and can be locked and had to prevent loss of the wear of the plate. In this case, if the brake shoe is removed, the worn brake heads without such of the wear plates will have applied with the distance between lugs reached at 2 1/8 of an inch. 1 or more toes of the broken off, worn out, and such of the extent of the no portion will contact the back of the brake shoes when brakes are applied. D. Brake beam hanger brackets. Rule number 15. Brake beam hanger brackets cast integral truck side bolster having pinhole worn oblong with a depth of 1/2 of the original diameter worn oblong with remaining materials not less than 60% of the original section will be restored with the original diameter by bushing loss or by autogenous welding process. If the hanger bracket is not in case cast integral truck side of bolster, it will be repaired and renewed by the pinhole worn to the extent specified. No, the wear limits prescribed in Rule 13, 14, and 15 primarily are intended to apply with the inspection made by the car shop repair tracks for the reason that such parts cannot be measured gauge with any of the degree of accuracy without disassembling. The determination of the condemning limits of these parts from the train yards will be left to the judgment of the train yard inspector. Section 4. Damaged sills.